Make sure to check out my Patreon for exclusive videos never before seen on YouTube. And don't forget to also check out the memberships on my channel page to join and gain access to perks and see videos early. Make sure to click the subscribe button and hit the bell and be notified of new videos. All the support goes to the production of the channel for better content. Now let's get into the video. What if Goku became smart? Now this story would start off the exact same, with Bardock standing up to Frieza and being destroyed alongside Planet Vegeta. Now Kakarot would make it to Earth and meet Grandpa Gohan just like before. He was wild and a mean infant until one day, walking down the path, he would fall out of Grandpa Gohan's backpack and he would fall and hit his head, severely wounded. He was injured, but he was able to recover. But then he changed. This young boy that was named Son Goku was happy and very gentle, compared to the complete opposite that he was. But then Grandpa Gohan noticed that he was actually very gifted. Intelligence. By this time around, Goku would have still turned into a great ape and sadly killed Grandpa Gohan just like before. Now Goku would have lived alone for years, but Goku has a very high intelligence now. Until Bulma would then be on the search for the Dragon Balls, she would meet Goku. Now Goku here does know more manners and more about girls, though he would be more respectful to Bulma. And he would be interested actually in the Dragon Radar. Now before she could even explain, Goku would actually take a guess, and he would state that it's able to read the energy that the Dragon Balls give off and pinpoint it to the location. That actually, and also some other science stuff, that would actually impress Bulma, because he had no knowledge of it, but he was able to figure that out pretty quick. And Goku would ask, why is he searching for them? And Bulma had her reasons, blushing. She wants an awesome boyfriend. As Goku has his wish, he wants to wish for his grandpa back to life, since all he knows is that he was killed by some giant monster, is what he remembers, and he was able to survive it that night because of his grandfather. Because remember, true, Goku is smarter, but you gotta remember too that as a great ape, you don't have any memory of what happened. Goku woke up and he was nude in the mountains, so he thinks maybe the great ape attacked, and with Grandpa Gohan saving him, he sacrificed himself with the monster. That's all Goku knows. Now during this time, they would find the turtle and give him seawater, bringing him back to Master Roshi, who would then befriend the two, and he would give the Dragon Ball to Goku and Flying Nimbus, which Goku can jump on no problem, being pure-hearted. Most of the events for the early Dragon Ball would play the exact same, with them stopping the terrible Oolong, meeting Yamcha and Puar. Now, when Goku and his team was then kidnapped by Pilaf, Goku this time around would look to find a way out. This time, he does not look into the sky and turn into a great ape. Goku thinks, as he remembers what Roshi did to the Frying Pan Mountain before, and he tries to mimic what Roshi did. And on his first try, he was able to actually gather up the energy and shoot a Kamehameha wave, blowing a hole through Pilaf's castle, destroying it, and they were able to escape. Now, a few days later, after the Pilaf was defeated, this is when Goku would meet Krillin and they would learn under Master Roshi. Now, Goku would actually learn martial arts and ki abilities much faster than before, being much more gifted. Now, once when they did weight training, Goku actually has an idea. Now, by the way, alongside with Krillin, he would actually be motivated to push himself even harder, but it wouldn't make a massive difference, but you could say Krillin is definitely a little bit more motivated, thus increasing his strength a little bit. Goku does have an idea with the weighted clothing, and he sees that maybe this can really help him, and he would then explain to Roshi that, well, maybe he would actually go contact Bulma. I remember Bulma was back home as she was doing school, but with the help of Roshi, he has a phone, he would actually call Bulma and ask her if it's possible to help him make clothing that have extra weight to it. And she thinks it's very possible, and Goku would explain it more as she'll talk to her dad and see what she can figure out for him, since Goku does owe her a lot, and same with her. Now, soon it would be dropped off to Roshi's island, and it was very heavy. Goku got this idea because of Roshi's strength training. Remember that they carried the 40 kilo shells. Goku wonders if he can wear it as clothing so it's more convenient for him, so he can constantly wear this weight, and he can even increase it, making it bigger and heavier. Now with the help of Bulma, they were actually able to make it 3 times heavier than the shells that he was using. This means that this clothing that he had was 120 kilos. Now, just for clarification, in the Piccolo Jr. arc, Goku had weighted clothing of 200 kilos. This means that for Goku, it was extremely heavy. Goku was handling the clothing very similar to how he handled gravity on King Kai's planet, barely being able to move and using all he had. But over the weeks, he would soon get used to it, wearing it every single day, even sleeping with it, until the 7 months would pass of training. With these 7 months, Goku was actually able to fight normally within these clothes, as true it was heavy, but he's gotten used to it. And he would even use Roshi's turtle shell on top of the clothing to add even more weight. Now, as working with Roshi, with the weight training, he can actually truly increase his strength and speed, which actually impressed Roshi that that's a really gifted idea. And Goku was able to do other things, such as easily fix his TV that was having problems. He even helped Roshi fix his power issues. Goku was actually extremely gifted, and he was a natural at learning. Now, heading to the 21st World Martial Arts Tournament, Goku would have a much easier time fighting any other opponent in his way. The only challenge in the end would be Jackie Chun. Now, Master Roshi in his base form, Goku could hold off actually a lot better and start to overpower Roshi. But Roshi had more experience than Goku, as he did train the boy. But Goku was learning much quicker, and with his intelligence he was only increasing his battle strategy. Thus he was actually figuring out better ways to outsmart Roshi. This is when Roshi would then bulk up, giving Goku his full power. He would actually surprise Goku, knocking him around with his raw strength, and it would actually nearly knock him out the ring. Goku would then stand there in a crater, as he would then get up and smirk. As then Roshi has already fired a full power Kamehameha wave, Goku was able to tank it, as people were shocked at the pure durability that Goku has. Goku would then smirk, having some blood and damage. He would then remove his weighted clothes. As this got Roshi a bit nervous, he forgot that Goku had weighted clothing on the whole time. As since Goku has been wearing it for 7+ months, he completely forgot he had it, because Goku lately has been wearing it like it's been nothing to him. As then, once when Goku removes the undershirt, his boots, and his wrist pads, he would then see how light he was. He felt like a feather. Because remember, Goku was still laughing because he's still as lighthearted as he ever was. He's never felt so light, and he was so fast, faster than anything he's ever felt. He would then do the similar running around and jumping like he did in the Piccolo Jr. arc, as he's never felt so light before. It's been so long. This is when he would battle Roshi, and with his strength and speed increased, he would severely outclass Roshi, delivering hundreds of punches before Roshi could even block any of them, and he would knock him out of the arena, thus making Goku the winner for the tournament. This also means that Goku did not turn into a great ape, and the moon was not destroyed as well, as he just never looked at the moon. Now, this is when Goku would spend all of his money, the same like before, eating, because remember, he's still a Saiyan after all, whether he's smarter or not. I will say that Goku does have slightly better manners eating. But now, cutting forward to the Red Ribbon Army saga, is when Goku would show a lot more of his intelligence, especially with Bulma. Now the two would actually grow closer because Goku's learning a lot from Bulma, actually being similar in intelligence to her. He's quickly catching up to her, and help work on ways to take down Red Ribbon Army more intelligently. Now this would actually hatch for Goku to give out better plans, and he would actually be able to defeat Mercenary Tao just like before. Now, I do think that he wouldn't need to climb up to Korn's tower to destroy the Red Ribbon Army by this point, because he has better plannings of attack. More intelligent, he can hack the robots and do more with what he knows, and he's also way stronger. The Red Ribbon Army would have been destroyed, but he still would have met under Korn's tower, and Goku's curious, so he decides to jump all the way up to Korn Tower to learn more knowledge. Once there, he would quickly earn the right to drink the sacred divine water, and he was able to survive it, and he would have no issue before, as remember, Goku is so pure-hearted. This is when he would spend more time making sure that all the Red Ribbon Army is destroyed after Korn, as he took out the major threat. But he knows that the Red Ribbon Army is very dangerous. They're a massive company, and they could be spread out, and they could cause more problems later on, and do more damage. So during his exploration, instead of him trying to run around the whole world, this is when I believe that he would then travel around destroying all the Red Ribbon Army has. Thus, that the company was completely destroyed. He would even destroy a scientist named Dr. Gero. Now, he would actually find his lab that Dr. Gero had, and he would find a bunch of future projects and plans that he started writing down, and he would hand all of these to Bulma. Now, Bulma knew about Dr. Gero a little bit from some research papers that she had, but she would have some really good uses for them later on. Now, this changes the story massively for later arcs, as we all know. Now, Goku, not really having much where to go, he could go stay with Roshi, but he already learned everything from Roshi that he could. Bulma would offer him to come live with her family, as Goku's so intelligent he can learn more, maybe from her father's help. Now, Bulma would of course offer it, Goku would then leave, and he would learn a lot more, especially about mechanics and technology, and the two would grow even closer, becoming best of friends. Now, Goku would grow even smarter because of the help of Bulma and Bulma's father. Now, this is when Goku would leave and continue on his training. And he would still meet Tien for the first time and swim across the water to go to the 22nd World Martial Arts Tournament, as Goku during this time has continued his training with weighted clothes, and he only increased it even more, as staying at Bulma and her father's place, he actually increased it. There's no gravity room yet, as he never trained under Kami, but Goku knows that weighted clothing is the way to go. With Goku, Bulma's father, and Bulma teaming up, they were able to get the clothing even heavier. Now the clothing was 2 times heavier than before, being a total of 250 kilos. This is 50 kilos more than what he wore in the Piccolo Jr. arc. Now, it would take months and months and months to get used to it, and he would struggle, but he would start to quickly adapt to it like before. As he's growing older, his adaptability is growing even higher, and he's used to this kind of weight gain. As remember, this is the second time that he's done stuff like this. Now, once in the 22nd World Martial Arts Tournament, he would have no issue beating Tien. And he would also have no issue beating Krillin, everyone else in his way. It would be a very easy fight for Goku. Now, Krillin would have still been killed by Tambourine. Once when Demon King Piccolo would then arrive, Goku would actually battle him this time and overpower him. Now remember here, Goku by this time around is much more powerful than he originally was. Demon King Piccolo is still old, doesn't even have his youth yet. And Goku did not need the Ultra Divine Water again to defeat him. Now Goku was angry, but he knows that he needs more speed. He would then take off his weighted clothing, having the similar outfit to what he had in the Piccolo Jr. and Raditz arc. He would then power up. Now his power level is 400, which he already is stronger than he was in the Piccolo Jr. arc, and similar in power to where he was in the Raditz arc. He would have easily killed Demon King Piccolo, punching right through him, but Demon King Piccolo would still spit out an egg, thus making Piccolo Jr. This also means that Kami would be able to live as well, and after this, Kami would offer Goku to train with him, and during his adventure, he would also become friends with Chi-Chi. But he knows what marriage is about, so he actually never promises her that. He prefers her more as a friend. Remember, Goku was a bit foolish when he was before. He thought that marriage was some kind of food. Now, going to go train with Kami. This is when Kami would not remove Goku's tail, as Goku wants to keep it. As, number one, he never turned into a great ape in a long time, and he wants to learn and keep from it. Kami does not see the big issue in it. Now, with Goku actually learning and being able to handle much more weight on top of his body, when he goes into the Hyperbolic Time Chamber under Kami's training, him being intelligent with the training, even smarter, I feel like he would definitely spend a whole year inside, and afterwards, a few years would then pass. Goku was now all grown up, being an 18-year-old man. He would then meet his friends once again. Now, him and Bulma would actually hit it off, as they were a lot closer than before. He would be happy to fight Chi-Chi and meet her again, and Chi-Chi does like him and has an attraction towards him, but Goku would explain that he understands, but he doesn't want to marry, unfortunately. He has feelings for somebody else. And he even tells her that it was Bulma, which Bulma overheard this, and since they spent much more time together, and once when Goku fights Tien, he would have easily defeated him, because remember, Goku here is much more powerful. He was able to spend the whole year inside the Hyperbolic Time Chamber, and with weighted clothing too. So Goku can grow much stronger. Once when Piccolo Jr. and Goku began their fight, Goku was tanking every single attack that Piccolo Jr. could give him. Now, for desperation, Piccolo Jr. would then try to destroy the entire area. Goku was able to tank the attack, and he would then give Piccolo his full strength. He would then remove his clothes and his top G like before, and his power level would actually skyrocket to over 1000. Now Goku would then shock Piccolo by his raw speed, as he was way too fast for Piccolo. Goku easily defeated him, but he would not kill Piccolo, as he knows that if Piccolo dies, then Kami dies as well. They would then spare Piccolo, and by this point, Bulma would then tell Goku that she has feelings as well. And then the two would actually get together. As for Chi-Chi, she would understand and be happy for him, as she sees him now as like a comrade. She understands. And this is when Chi-Chi would then take her turn to be more of a Z fighter, continuing her training just like before. Now you could say that maybe she gets with people like Yamcha or something like that. That's true, but we're actually saving her for somebody else. So Yamcha doesn't have a girlfriend. Afterwards, living with Bulma, Goku actually begins working on a cool concept with her. And Goku would actually be able to make the gravity machine by himself. As with the gravity machine and Bulma also helping him as well, Goku's still learning, remember, he would be able to actually quickly keep up with Bulma in terms of intelligence, but he's a fighter, and he always will be. With his ideology and brain smarts alongside with Bulma and Bulma's father, they were able to make the first gravity room. As Goku got this concept from the Hyperbolic Time Chamber, he was able to survive 10 times gravity, explained by Popo. But once when he got out, he was much stronger. It was similar to weighted clothing, but you don't need to make the material for it. It just changes the gravity of the machine. Once when they make it, Goku would begin training in the gravity room for 5 years. Now, 5 years would then pass forward, Gohan would still be born. Now, Goku would then go with Bulma on Nimbus with Gohan to go see Roshi and the others. Now, Raditz would still arrive, and he would be killed by the farmer with a shotgun. But the farmer with the shotgun felt bad, he decided to let him go, so Raditz was able to survive and be given an extra life, and he would then fly off to go find his brother Goku. Once when he arrives, he would then find Goku reading his power level was 500. It was pretty high, but still pretty weak compared to him. Raditz would then explain who he is, but then Goku would then shut him up, as Goku knows exactly who he is, and he knows about his Saiyan background. Once when Goku a few years ago went back, he found his Saiyan space pod, and he studied it with Bulma, and he learned a lot from it. He learned a lot about his Saiyan heritage, learned a lot about the other sides of the universe as well, as he understands that the Saiyans were just pirates. While it may be true he is a Saiyan himself, he'll never ever be one. He'll never ever ever become a space pirate and destroy planets and whole species for somebody. Raditz's anger would then rise really high, as he would then say that if he will not join, then he might as well die. Raditz would then fly in, and Goku would be able to catch his fist and throw him into the sky. Raditz's shouter beeped as his power level shot to 1200, which would shock Raditz. Goku was able to hide his power level. As they would fight back and forth trading blows, in the distance Piccolo Jr. was watching all of this and sweating a little bit, as Goku would then give Raditz one chance to leave, and not return. Raditz in his rage would then charge up a double Sunday, firing one at Goku and the other one at Kami's house. This is when Goku would be able to dodge the beam that was thrown at him, and he would be able to appear in front of Bulma and the others and hit the blast away in time, saving his family. But that crossed the line. Goku would then fly up, and in rage, he would begin to power up. Raditz would then yell out loud his power level, in shock, 2,000. No, 4. No, 8. No, it's over 10,000. As across the other side of the galaxy, Vegeta and Nappa was overhearing what was happening, and this caught their interest. Now Goku knows that if Raditz runs away, he might bring these other goons or other people over, and there's no telling how strong they are. He just can't take the chance for his family and the planet to be destroyed. Goku would not save his breath, as he would then charge up a Kamehameha, and he would give Raditz no chance. As he gave Raditz one chance before, but he tried killing his family, Goku would then completely obliterate Raditz. Raditz's body would then lay there in ruin, as his scouter was the only thing remaining, and some of his armor. They would then take the scouter, and Bulma would actually study it on her own, as then with the communication back and forth, she would be able to decipher the fact that Saiyans will be arriving within a year's time. Now after telling Goku this, Goku would actually then leave, as they also have more technology with the help of Raditz's ship, as well as Goku's. Goku needs to be alone, he told Bulma, that he needs to train and think of nothing but them on his own. With this new space pod and this new machine that they can build, he can then go out into space and grow much stronger, and he'll come back, and when he does, he'll stop him. Bulma was against it, but she understood. Gohan wanted to come along, but Goku says no, I need to do this alone. And Goku already has an idea of what's going to happen, as he knew that Piccolo was there. And he could sense that Piccolo was not out to hurt nobody, or to kill anybody. This is when Piccolo would then appear, and he already heard everything that Goku said, and he would then state that he'll take care of his little bratty son, and he'll train him. But he won't be very nice to him, just so he knows. Goku would then smirk and tell Piccolo that I know that you'll train him well, because if you know better, that if you cross a line and hurt my son, truly, then you can fight me. Goku would then explain that after the Saiyans are gone, and they are defeated, we'll have our rematch, fair and square. Deal? Piccolo understands this, and he'll offer to train his son. In return, Goku gives him the fight that he wants for revenge. This is when Piccolo would then leave with Gohan. Now, this is when things are going to be different. Now, by the way, also throwing it out here, Gohan would still be named Gohan. I know that some people might think he would be named Trunks. I don't think so, as, while true, Bulma might want to name him, but Goku would want to honor his grandfather, and of course, keep him named Gohan. Now, this is where some things are going to change. After the 1 year would then pass, the Z Fighters have already been training under Kami. Now, under training with Gohan, all of them would have more motivation to be a little bit stronger. But now the big difference is actually Gohan here. Now, yes, I feel Goku would honor the grandfather name, named Gohan. Bulma is actually a lot more different than Chi-Chi, with understanding and how important it is to grow strong and understands the entire concept, unlike Chi-Chi. So Gohan was actually able to keep his studies up, but also have the other half of it to train and spend time with his father, as Bulma knows how important it is for Gohan to stay strong and to bond with his father through training. Now, Gohan would actually be a lot stronger starting his training, but he would still have some fear in his heart. Now, being a young child, his power level after training would be over 3,000, which would actually grow in anger as Piccolo was actually still killed by Nappa's full power attack. And Gohan angers would then surge, and he would then push his power level to over 10,000. And he would blindly attack Vegeta, which after all he has, Vegeta would even struggle for a little bit, and then he would overpower the Saiyan, and he would actually nearly kill him. Now, before Goku would arrive, he would then see all of his friends. Now, Goku actually arrived a little bit less late, but he still showed up too late. Why did he show up late? It's because when Goku was traveling throughout space, Goku left to go out into outer space to train under gravity and to go find other people to help him grow stronger. On the way back, the ship was damaged through an asteroid issue. Meteorite hit the ship and it slowed it down. But Goku was still able to make it just on time, but not enough. But his son was being tormented by Vegeta. He would then hit him away. Goku would then see his friends. They're all dead. Yen, Yamcha, Chaozu, even Piccolo. Only Gohan and Krillin was left. His anger surged more than ever. And nearby was also Yajirobe and Bulma, as she was in pure agony and shock seeing her son being tortured. But then happiness and relief to see that her husband has finally arrived. Goku's finally returned. And the fact that she's going to beat him half to death for him showing up late, like he always does. Goku would then give Gohan and Krillin a senzu bean and help them, and say he's so sorry for coming late. But he'll handle it from here. His anger was rising, as his hair would even stand up a little bit, and his aura would then flare, seeing all of his friends dead. He would then showcase more of his power level. As Vegeta's scouter would begin beeping, it would then shoot past 30,000 and then explode. Goku would then tell Vegeta that he was going to pay. Vegeta, with an anger, thinks that his scouter's broken. He's a low-class trash. He would then fly in, attacking Goku with all he has. But Vegeta has no chance against Goku. Goku was easily dodging every single attack that he had, and no effort. Vegeta would then fly off out of desperation because he notices that he's severely outclassed. He couldn't believe it. He would then form a fake moon, as Goku was then watching him do it, and he would throw it into the air. Goku would then watch Vegeta turn into a great ape, increasing his power tenfold, laughing at him. He then sees Goku smirking at him, and he wonders what's so funny. Do you understand the difference of our power? Goku would then showcase his tail that he kept hidden under his G-suit. And there is something that he wants to try out, as he's been training for this. Vegeta was confused of what Goku means, but then Vegeta was worried. He can turn into a Great Ape too. But he sees Goku doing something. Goku would be staring at the fake moon as he begins to transform, growing a few feet in size, but then forcefully shrinking himself back to normal. Almost as if he's trying to contain the Great Ape within him. Goku was struggling, having the Great Ape roar and growling as his eyes were fully red and glowing, his teeth were getting sharper. Goku was changing. His hair was sporadic and growing a bit more. He was containing the Great Ape power within him. His heartbeat was thumping wildly. Goku was using his own energy to control the Great Ape and keep it contained within the bottle. Goku's power would then explode as he was finally able to control it. He took a very calm breath, and he opened his eyes, having yellow pupils. His teeth, similar to the Great Ape's fangs, and he was able to control the beast within itself. Goku was able to unlock the Akari state. We saw Broly do this, being able to control the Great Ape power within himself, but it kept him wild. Goku was able to do this now, with the help of learning from some friends. In outer space, Goku would then explain that he learned to contain the Great Ape within him and keep the power. He found a planet called Yardrat. From his Saiyan space pod and more communications that he had, he learned that on this massive Frieza empire, he heard about this Frieza guy, they know that that planet was next, and he wanted to see if he can go see them and help them. But he sees that they're not very powerful, but they have incredible abilities, incredible spirit and ki control. And with their help, he was able to control it. Goku's voice sounds more like his Super Saiyan 4 voice, a bit more deeper. Goku here is crazy. Goku has really wanted to give this power a test run, and now he's able to. He would then scream, but it wasn't a scream, it was a roar like an Uzaru. Powering up his yellow aura, it would shake the entire planet. Bulma and the others would then watch in shock as Krillin was worried. He was worried that Goku was able to keep that Great Ape beast inside of him, but he worries if he'll lose control. Goku roaring at his full strength. His power level originally was 40,000. With Akari, it's 400,000. He would then fly in and easily knock around Great Ape Vegeta, thus having this power of the Great Ape, but without the lumbering movements. He would overpower Vegeta and knock him over. Goku would start to lose control. As he was starting to lose control in Akari, the Great Ape was taking him over. He was still new to it. As Vegeta shrunk to normal, he was scared. Goku begins torturing him, stomping him into the ground, making a crater, giving him the Broly treatment. He would then charge a large yellow mouth beam to kill him, but Bulma would then yell his name. Goku would then stop, his yellow eyes seeing his friends, Krillin, his son, his wife. He would then calm down, and he would shrink a few inches, going back to normal. His muscles not being all massive and shrinking back to normal, he would then let Vegeta go. Vegeta would then summon his space pod and then crawl away. And he would tell him that you will regret sparing me. As Goku would then power down fully, using up a lot of energy, as that form takes a lot out of him to contain it. He would then awaken the Capsule Corp building a few days later. And he was fully healed. They need to hatch a plan. Now within those few days, Bulma with the help of Popo was able to find Kami's ship and was able to learn the Namekian language and find the Namekian codes for where the Namekian world is at. And they are going to use it for Goku's ship since it's fully repaired now and has some more upgrades. They can leave for Namek as soon as Goku is ready and use their Dragon Balls to fix all of it. And Goku agrees that it's a great idea, as it was now Goku, Bulma, Krillin, and Gohan. As Goku wasn't badly injured like the original, but this time he was able to leave with them on time and not late like before. Once when they leave, they finally get ready to go to planet Namek to save their friends, but unknowingly know that there will be powerful forces within their way that'll decide the fate of the entire universe. On their way to Namek, Goku, Krillin, and Gohan would all train in the gravity room below, as it took around 34 days to reach Namek, over a month of solid training. As with Goku helping Krillin and Gohan, both were able to adapt to the gravity very quickly. With all of them training together, they were able to get over 100 times gravity, making them much more stronger than they were originally. Since they arrived, their power levels are as so. Krillin's original power level was 2,400, now it's 32,000. Gohan had a power level of 4,000, now it's a whopping 60,000. And as for Goku, he went the biggest, from 40,000 to 600,000. As if he did solo like before, he would have a power level of around 480,000, so adding Gohan and Krillin to spar and fight makes it all of them stronger. Now once arriving on Namek, Vegeta would still be there, and he would still defeat Qui. Now by this point in time, Goku would then see that his men are torturing Namekians. He could not help himself, and he would then jump forward and kill Zarbon and Doria, where he would finally meet Frieza for the first time, and they save a young Namekian named Dende. As Frieza stepped out of his floating chair, they would then notice how this being is much different. Goku can sense how strong Frieza was, and he claims that he will stop him for all the deaths that he's caused. As Goku would then fly in attacking Frieza, he would begin overpowering him, which shocked the Emperor, as he didn't think that a being was this strong. He's stronger than Ginyu ever was. They would then begin trading blows back and forth. Goku was then showing the clear advantage as Frieza destroyed his armor, which would take Goku back. As Frieza would then remove his scouter, he begins to surge in power. He would then begin to bulk up in size, surprising Goku as he went to his second form. And he would then charge in, and Goku couldn't even keep up, and he was missing all these attacks as Frieza was too strong for him. But then Gohan would then fly over to Goku and try to help him, but he distracted him. As then Frieza would then impale Goku with his horns, giving him the Krillin treatment. He would then throw Goku into the water, which would then make Gohan's rage explode. Spiking his power level to be over 1 million, he would then fire everything he has at Frieza, which actually did some damage. Nearby, Bulma was actually seeing Goku falling. She was able to actually jump in the water and help him with Krillin, and Dende would then lead them away from Frieza, which they were nearby Otoguru's place anyway. So flying over there, Dende would begin healing him, all the while Nail would then protect him to make sure everything was okay. Once with Dende would then heal Gohan and everyone else as well, because Gohan was actually able to escape in time as Frieza was searching around planet Namek out of fury. Otoguru would then look at Goku. As he would then offer his hand, he would then read Goku's mind as well, and he would then take Goku's hand and unlock his potential alongside Gohan and Krillin's power as well. Now with Goku getting a Zenkai and a potential unlock, this would then give him a big Zenkai around 33 times stronger. This seems fair, as it was similar to the original series, but Goku's new power level is from 600,000 to about 20 million. Now, once fully healed, in his base form, he found Frieza, who by this point was furious, as he thought he killed him. Goku would easily overpower Frieza, trading blows back and forth, but it was really one-sided. Goku would even let Frieza hit him, but it would do nothing to him. Frieza out of desperation would then try jumping to his third form, but even that didn't even do anything to Goku at all. As he fired key attacks, it did nothing. But now, Frieza would then go into his final form. This is where some things are going to change. With Frieza now in his final form, Goku would then see in shock just how strong Frieza has become. Then, Frieza has become the big game changer. Goku, although was much stronger now, he was losing power very quickly battling Frieza. As nothing that he was trying was working, Goku didn't even have time to transform into the Ikari state since it was severely underexperienced and he wasn't ready to use it yet. He would then put all of his energy into a Kamehameha, which hit Frieza full force. But Frieza appeared with some damage, but he was furious. As Goku fell to his knees, drained of all of his power, Frieza would then aim to kill Goku, but then a small beam blast hit Frieza's face, leaving a little dinge of a mark. Frieza would then turn as it was Bulma with tears in her eyes, and she would then tell Frieza to let him go. But Goku, exhausted, would tell her to run away, get away from here. Vegeta was also nearby, watching everything that was going on well. Frieza would then turn to Goku and smirk as he would make him suffer. He would then vanish, finding Vegeta, as Frieza did not forget what Vegeta has done, and he definitely didn't forget him. He would then gut punch Vegeta, appearing next to Gohan, and wrapping his tail around his neck, and crushing his neck, killing Gohan. Goku would then scream. As Frieza would then laugh, he would then aim his finger at Bulma as Goku would beg him not to do it. He was struggling to get up until it was too late as he fired a death beam, hitting Bulma to the chest, and she would then fall back, seemingly dead. Goku would then stare in shock, as something inside of him just snapped. Frieza would then laugh as then it quickly stopped as he's watching what's happening. Goku was shaking. As the sky got darker, lightning was hitting the ground of energy, as Goku's pure rage. He would tell Frieza that he would not get away with this. As his hair rises, going a more of a golden color, and of course, his hair, eyes are changing color as well. His muscles will then expand as Goku would then transform to a Super Saiyan. This would shock Frieza, Vegeta, and Krillin, who were watching in awe. Goku, now a full-fledged Super Saiyan, his rage was fueled more now than ever, as he would glare death at Frieza, and he would tell Krillin to get Bulma and Gohan out of here. He would then appear in front of Frieza, hitting him away. As then, flying up, Goku looked down, remembering what Frieza did. Then Frieza would be in shock, as Goku would then look at Frieza, saying,
I'm truly angry!
Frieza would then smirk, saying so the legend is true. As down below, Vegeta was in awe and shock, as Kakarot's done it. He's actually become a Super Saiyan, he can see it. Now Krillin brought both bodies to the ship, as a voice spoke in his head. It was King Kai. Now, King Kai, of course, would actually be speaking with Dende as well and Elder Guru. Elder Guru didn't pass yet because they showed up early. With Elder Guru still alive, Dende flew off on his own and used the Namekian Dragon Balls to wish back Piccolo. Which then, again, they then used the Earth's Dragon Balls to then actually wish back pretty much all of Bulma and then, of course, Gohan. But the thing is that the dragons said that Bulma was actually still alive, which they noticed her steadily breathing. Dende would then heal Bulma, as then they used the Dragon Ball to actually wish back Gohan. So Piccolo and Gohan were brought back to life, but that's the reason why they were able to use the Dragon Balls. Then, of course, the Namekian Dragon, they would then use the other wish to wish all the Namekians back. Now, I do know that the Namekian Dragon Balls can only wish for one person, but we don't truly know that. But I do believe they can, for what purposes. And then, Goku would even speak to King Kai. And he would then tell him to get everybody off this planet, away from me and Frieza, so nobody gets hurt. But all the Namekians were actually sent all the way back to planet Earth, just like before, if you guys can remember. So the wish would have turned out very similar, and it would have been the same exact ending scenario, with Frieza and Goku being completely alone. Frieza, in anger, would then fire a full-power death beam, and it would then hit Goku right in the head, but then he would then look back at Frieza, smirking. Frieza was in shock and asked, "Who is he?" And then Goku would then say,
A fierce rage has awakened the legendary warrior inside of me. I am Son Goku.
Frieza, in anger, would then begin attacking Goku. But now remember, at this point, Bulma wishes that they could stay, but it was too late as they were already sent back. Now, Bulma was so happy that her son was alive and everyone was okay, but she worries for her husband, for Goku, as he was stuck on planet Namek with Frieza. Vegeta would scoff, stating that that isn't Kakarot anymore, that's a monster. You're a rage. The other Z fighters appeared, even Chi-Chi. And even King Kai would then be keeping them updates, as Goku would then smirk. Him and Frieza were all alone. Frieza would then go to 100% power, but it was nothing against Goku, as Goku at this point as a Super Saiyan had a power level of around 1 billion. He blasted Frieza with a full power Kamehameha wave, killing the Emperor with E. Now by this point, Goku was so exhausted, and the planet Namek was kind of destroyed, but it wasn't completely eradicated like before. Goku would then take a ship, as he knows that he's severely wounded, so Goku knows that he needs to go to the closest planet. Goku would then apply the coordinates as he remembers and go to planet Yardrat, as he knows that they're good people and they can help him recover so he can go back home quickly. So once when he arrives, Goku would then pass out as he's so tired. Yardrats would quickly help Goku recover, and they were happy that he was actually back. Goku decides to stay there for a little while to learn even more techniques, and he was even able to learn how to balance his spirit and use the early signs of spirit vision, making his key attacks even stronger as well. And with the help of balancing his spirit, he was able to control Super Saiyan much easier. Now he would then take Frieza's ship, put the coordinates in, and head back home. This is when Goku would start tinkering around Frieza's ship, as he sees a lot of cool technology. He would even tinker around with the scouters, as they had them there, and he would actually use them to be able to scan higher power levels too. But Goku doesn't really need it, but it would be cool for Bulma to have it as well, as he knows that that's what she likes. Goku would even test out the other armor that they have there and how stretchy and durable it is. It's not really his style, but it would be good to have in case they ever need it, maybe to even get stronger armor. But he can't wait to show Bulma this ship, as she's like a kid in the candy store with this kind of stuff. He would then study and look at all the other planets that have been destroyed by Frieza. That only bottled up his anger even more. Now, he did see that there is more to the Empire than he thinks, but he doesn't really think about that right now, as he needs to think about getting home. As by the time that he does finally get back, this is where some changes are going to definitely occur. As cutting forward a little back more in time, Gohan continued training under gravity, and he did keep his studies up like before, balancing his life out. Bulma was thankful that her husband was returning home. Now, what about Vegeta? Now, he didn't really have a place to go, so Chi-Chi did actually offer him to come live with her and her father in the castle, and over time the two would actually get together. Vegeta admired her fiery spirit, and she was a great cook as well. They would all sense a high power level appear near the wasteland. All of them would then arrive like before, and they would then see a young man in a capsule corp jacket. But his name was not known. Once when Goku arrived, everyone was so happy to see him. As the young man finally showed himself to Goku, both would then go off on their own, and he would then explain who he is. As first, he wants to see his power. Goku then turned to a Super Saiyan, as then Trunks would then shock him by turning Super Saiyan as well. But Trunks would notice how strong Goku was. He was much stronger than he thought. He could have taken down the androids with ease, but maybe he thinks because the heart virus wasn't able to even get on the action, that's why they beat them. They have a little short exchange just like before, and then Trunks then begin explaining his situation with the androids will be appearing under Dr. Gero. But it clicks in Goku's head. He would actually tell Trunks of him actually killing Dr. Gero a long time ago, and Bulma would actually steal his plans and projects, which that would actually shock Trunks more than anything. Did him going back in time change it that much? But then this is funny, as because of this is when Trunks and tell that he's actually the son of Vegeta and Bulma. But Goku, be confused, states, well, no, that doesn't make sense. Bulma wouldn't cheat on me, she's my wife. Trunks would then turn white, as he would be so confused because last he remembers they were married. But then Goku would explain that, well, he actually declined Chi-Chi's offer of marriage, and he actually married Bulma. Trunks thinks that him going back in time really did change everything. That's not good. Or did he go to the wrong timeline or something? But he'll tell him anyway just to be safe. And he would give Goku the heart medicine, as maybe that will still happen. Trunks would then return back to his time, and Goku would then understand, as all of them would then leave. Now, this is also when Piccolo would then spill the beans about the androids, but him and Piccolo would have a mutual agreement to not tell about Trunks being the son of Bulma and Vegeta. All of them would then leave and train for 3 years. And in the gravity room, this is when I feel like Goku, Gohan, and Piccolo would be training, as Piccolo would actually show up and live at Capsule Corp, as there's plenty of room for him. Why not? Piccolo would stay there for about 3 years, having his own room and everything, would train with Goku, thus making his power level much higher. After 3 years, Vegeta actually married with Chi-Chi, having their first child, and they named her Bra. As 3 years later, they would then all meet up at the same spot, in the same location, at the same time. But then a few hours passed, there were no androids. They were all correct. Until they have an idea. Well, why don't we go check out Dr. Gero's old lab? There might be something still there, maybe, or something? Bulma and Goku remembers where it is, as once when they arrive, they'll begin looking around, finding anything. Goku would begin hacking into the computer, as he would actually use this to find out a secret file. Dr. Gero was in the extremely early phase of this, but he was actually showing plans of making some kind of bio-android that can take the DNA of others and making a supreme being, after he absorbs 2 androids. But they don't see him anywhere. Now, at this point as well, Vegeta was really furious. He literally trained all this time, and then nothing happens. Now, Trunks was there as well by this time, as, now remember, this is when I believe some changes are going to occur. Vegeta would then challenge Goku to a match. As he's a Super Saiyan now, he can defeat him. Goku would not decline this offer, as they needed a rematch sooner or later anyway. Both would then turn into a Super Saiyan, and Goku would overpower Vegeta, but very quickly the heart virus would begin taking effect. As Vegeta now pinned Goku down with his foot, he was going to actually kill Goku. As Goku was succumbing to the heart virus, no one could stop him until Piccolo would actually jump in and knock Vegeta out of the way with Gohan. Now, Trunks by this point would have also tried to stop him, but Vegeta was stronger than Trunks by this point and would have knocked him out of the way, as Piccolo was actually a bit stronger than Vegeta. And Piccolo would then actually protect Goku and tell Gohan to get him out of here, and Bulma as well. Now, with all of them leaving, hurrying back to Capsule Corp, giving him the medicine, Goku was now starting to recover as Vegeta had his pride shattered again. But it wasn't by the androids, it was by Piccolo this time. Now, after a few days, it seemed like the androids weren't there. Maybe time was fine. But Goku just hopefully will overcome this heart virus and things will be better. But, unfortunately, Cell was still there. As remember, he still traveled back in time just like before. Now, this is when Cell was then flying around and he was absorbing people in the city. Now, this is when Cell can notice that the androids are not even around at all, and he'd be furious. Vegeta, now as he's a full power Super Saiyan, would begin to try fighting Cell first, but he would lose, as he was defeated by Cell, and Cell would absorb him, nearly killing him. Trunks would try to do the same, but it was the same effect, as Cell was now much stronger after absorbing Vegeta. As remember, Cell was able to kind of overpower Android 17 and Kami Fuse Piccolo, who was way stronger than Super Saiyan Vegeta was. They don't have a chance against the version of Cell. And a point that Cell nearly killed Vegeta and Trunks, making them look like hollowed husk. They're barely alive. Piccolo would then choose to fuse with Kami, and they would also keep Dende as the Guardian, like original. Piccolo, with the help of Krillin, would have brought Vegeta and Trunks' bodies to Dende, who was able to heal them, saving their lives. Even Piccolo was not able to defeat Cell, and he was nearly killed as well. Gohan, by this point, was a lot stronger, but he knew he couldn't do much against Cell. So at this point, he definitely cannot find the androids, so he'll absorb the Z-Fighters instead. As he starts absorbing Piccolo, nearly killing him like before, he would then do Yamcha, Tien, and even Krillin, thus making him much more powerful. Cell at this point is near the second form Cell levels of power. Now, this is when he would then begin rampaging across the city, as Dende was able to heal everybody. Luckily, Vegeta and Trunks were already in the time room like before. This is when they would sense a massive power level arriving to Earth, but then it disappeared. They would then, now fully trained, Vegeta in the Hyperbolic Time Chamber, Super Vegeta was able to fight First Form Cell and start to overpower him until that power level appeared and got much closer. As it landed, it was a Frieza ship, as it was King Cold. King Cold would then step out, cape flapping, as he wants to find Son Goku and kill him for what he has done to his legacy. Now remember, would King Cold even show up originally? Absolutely not, as he had no interest. But I want King Cold to be a prominent villain, so King Cold here has now fully appeared. King Cold was in his second form, as Cell was confused on who this was, but from his database that seems to be Frieza, or his father. This is when King Cold would then showcase his actual power, as King Cold would then go into his third form, then he would then cut into his final form, showing off. He would then easily destroy Cell. Cell would begin trying to attack King Cold to absorb him, but he would grab his tail, crushing it and ripping it off, as he would then grab Cell by the throat and use a full power Ki Blast, and it would completely obliterate every inch of Cell. So Cell was completely destroyed. Everyone was shocked with how strong King Cold was, as Vegeta would then try to fly in and attacking King Cold, but he would then smirk, as Vegeta has no chance against this version of King Cold. King Cold was far too powerful. He began overpowering Vegeta, giving him the Mega treatment, as Vegeta had no chance. Trunks would then wait until that once when Vegeta is knocked out, he then began attacking King Cold, going into his Ultra Super Saiyan form. But with that strength, he was actually able to match King Cold, which he states that he's very impressive. But what he lacks in pure speed. He would then appear, showing his superior speed, and overpower Trunks, knocking him away, and now Trunks was on the losing end, barely able to even survive. Krillin would then use a solar flare, try and blind Cell, and then shoot a Kienzan, which would actually hit King Cold, but he would then grab it with his hands and crush it, like Super Saiyan 2 Gohan did, which would then shock everybody. Now by this point, Goku has started to recover. So, Goku at this point would then notice what's going on, and he would then fly forward, and he would then find King Cold. This is what King Cold wanted. He wanted Goku mainly. Goku was the one that killed his son and ruined his legacy. Goku would then battle King Cold in base form first, but of course that didn't work out too well. Goku would even try using his Akari state, but it didn't work out well either, as this is just how Goku is. Goku knows that he can't hold back. King Cold wants to see the legend. He wants to see that Super Saiyan power. This is when Goku would begin powering up, and he would then transform into a Super Saiyan as King Cold finally sees it. While true Vegeta and Trunks have it, that's not a real Super Saiyan to him. He wants to see the monster that killed his son. That was a Super Saiyan. These other weaklings are not even worth his time. He thinks that Goku's different, he's special. King Cold would even offer Goku an opportunity to come join him. With his intellect and his power, he could live like a god or rule over the universe. Goku would quickly decline, saying that he'll pass. That's not really his thing. King Cold would then frown and state that you made the worst mistake, destroying my legacy and even disrespecting me. King Cold would then fly in and start to overpower Goku, but the two would begin trading blows back and forth, as with Goku's Spirit Vision, he was able to actually keep up with King Cold and start to actually overpower him, until King Cold was holding back. King Cold would then start to overpower Goku as he went to his full power state, and he can control it, unlike Frieza. Goku, now on the losing end, was getting easily overpowered. Goku was running out of options. As he doesn't really think anything else can work, King Kai would then actually speak into his head and tell him to take the energy from all of his friends and the planet and use a spirit bomb. He doesn't know if he can do it, but why not try? Goku's a knack for trying things for the first time. He would then actually begin making a spirit bomb, understanding how it works very quickly. This is when Piccolo, Vegeta, and Trunks would then use their power to try and distract King Cold, at least for a little bit, and to try to keep him kind of entertained for a little while. King Cold was wondering why Goku had his hands raised up, and then Goku was finally able to form a spirit bomb. He would then throw it at King Cold, giving the Vegeta treatment, and it would send him into the air, exploding in a massive ball of light. They thought that he was dead, they couldn't sense his power, until King Cold would then land on his knees, and he would then cough up some blood, but he was still alive. King Cold would then get back up, as he had more than enough power to kill everybody. Goku had little to no energy left. He was furious, as he would then tell all of them that he's going to kill them all. He would then fly in and hit Goku, knocking him around, as he was giving Goku the Broly treatment in a way. But King Cold was furious as Goku kept getting back up. He doesn't know why. That's because secretly, the Z Fighters are giving him the rest of their power that they even have left, and it was just enough for Goku to stand and to keep going forward. King Cold would then tell him, why aren't you not going down? Why can't I kill you? He would then fire death beams, which would hit Goku, knocking him over, but he kept getting back up. Goku would then fly forward and try to hit King Cold, but his fist overpowered Goku's and knocked him backwards into a mountain, as King Cold would then hit him with barrages of attacks, launching Goku to the mountain, as he would then land severely wounded. Goku was still able to get back up, shocking King Cold. As they ran out of energy to give Goku, he has one last thing. With his Spirit Vision, collected all the ki that he has into one controlled point, his fist. All of his Super Saiyan power would then dissipate. As Goku was now in base form, Goku would then have all of his Super Saiyan aura surround his fist and his arm. As he would then launch forward towards King Cold with everything that he has, he would then scream and hit King Cold full force, which he was actually able to punch and go through his body. King Cold would begin coughing up blood as he would fall over and look at himself. How is he able to be defeated? He's the most powerful being in the universe. As then, King Cold would then fall over and die from his wounds. The Z Fighters won. They actually won. As now, there's one more thing. As once when Goku was barely able to stand up, Vegeta was standing there. Vegeta actually never gave Goku much of his energy, but he did for the Spirit Bomb. And Vegeta states that they weren't finished. Their fight was cut in half last time, but it's not done this time. Goku can barely stand up as is. And Vegeta would then charge forward and try to hit Goku, but Goku would be able to dodge the attack just in time. As Vegeta had little to no energy left, the two would begin trading blows back and forth, until actually both of them would then punch each other at the same time, and it would knock both of them over. Both were knocked out, as it was actually a draw. After this was done, Goku would then awaken in the hospital at the Capsule Corp, as they have their own infirmary, and this is when I believe that Goku would then thank Trunks for everything and even trying to help. Trunks would then thank him even more. Trunks would then ask if he can stay here for a few months to train in the gravity room, and he could even give this idea to his mother so he can train as well. He would then begin training with Goku for the next few months in the gravity room, so Trunks is extra prepared when he goes there. Goku during these few months was actually able to master Super Saiyan as well, thus making him much more powerful too. But once when Trunks goes to the timeline, yes, Trunks is plenty powerful enough to handle Cell and the two androids as well. If Trunks' timeline saved and Earth was finally at peace, life would actually be normal. But this of course changes the entire scenario of the what if, since Goku never died, no Super Saiyan 2 Gohan. I feel like over the next few months, of course, he would also teach Gohan how to turn into a Super Saiyan in their training. 7 years of peace has passed in this what if. Goku never dies like the original, so he would never go to the other world and learn about the Fusion Dance or Super Saiyan 3. Now during these 7 years, Vegeta would also get his own gravity room. Now per Goku giving him one as kind of a thank you, and let alone, he knows that Vegeta can go stronger. Vegeta, now with his pride shot, but he aims to get it back. He trains to surpass Goku every single day like before. And he does also train with his daughter every now and again, her name was Bra, as well as for Goku and Bulma, they would have their second child as well, a girl, and Bulma's choice would be the name for this one, as Goku had last dibs. She would name her Bulla. Both Bulla and Bra were actually very close, similar to Trunks and Goten, and they were competitive as well. Now Bulla is just like her father Goku. She loves to train and she wants to be the strongest. She more or less has Pan's personality and mentality from GT. Now her potential is high, as only being 7, and of course Bra being 8. Remember, both of them are 7 and 8 years old, both of them were actually able to turn Super Saiyan. These two beings are actually stronger than Goten and Trunks were at the start of the Buu saga, and the fact that both of them can turn Super Saiyan at such an early age, this is where Gohan, we're going to cut to him, has a similar lifestyle, as Gohan here has more of a balanced lifestyle. True, he loves technology, and he loves teaching and learning more about science. Goku and Bulma would even help him learn, making Gohan even smarter than he was normally. But he also keeps in shape, as he trains very hard, as well as Goku has the mentality that one day he won't be around. And Gohan knows that his father will not be around forever either, and he understands that he needs to be strong to protect the ones that he cares about. Goku has the same mentality, that in his mind, one day he won't be around and his kids need to be strong enough to protect themselves and their loved ones. Now, Gohan, now being 17 years old, he's already the master of the Super Saiyan years ago alongside his father. Both of them have actually learned to push Super Saiyan further, turning into a Super Saiyan 2. In the depths though, there was an evil teaming up, forming between magic and technology. His name, Dr. Wheelo. Dr. Wheelo was secretly growing in power, and he met the evil wizard Babidi. Dr. Wheelo found Babidi and they worked on a deal together. With Dr. Wheelo and Babidi working together, Dr. Wheelo can use his advanced tech, with Babidi can use his magic. With this said, that's a deadly combo. They both note that their main threat is actually Son Goku. Now, Babidi's main thing is more universal. He wants to have Buu to destroy planets and to control him. But Dr. Wheelo would get in his head and tell him that Goku's the major threat, as Dr. Wheelo's been keeping tabs. His spies and robot spies, he can see that Goku is definitely the most strongest one yet. With Goku being the strongest and very intelligent, this is where they put up a master plan. Now at Capsule Corp, Goku was training per usual, and they actually kept the Dragon Balls hidden away at the Capsule Corp, but something was able to sneak in. They'll be able to steal the Dragon Balls without anyone knowing. Now, Goku notes how the majority of them are gone. Now, mind you, it's not all the Dragon Balls, as it would be foolish to keep all of them together, as someone can just make a wish instantly. But Goku has around 5 Dragon Balls in total, as the other 2 are kept away. But now Goku would then realize, well, where did they go? As hearing from the staff, Goku notes on how they're all gone, he would then use the Dragon Radar and see that they led to a far location. Goku would then fly off on his own, as he knows the World Tournament is also coming up today, but he'll hurry up and get them back and stop whoever tried stealing them. It could be a typical thief. Now he arrives in the cold snow of the Arctic, and he would then see a lab. He would then break in and defeat some little machines in his way. He would then see a large brain in a machine sitting there, as this being would then thank Goku for arriving. Goku glared, as he can sense that there's not friendly. But then, quickly, he can sense 3 other energies, but it disappeared. He would then tell him to give him back the Dragon Balls, as then in the shadows, there was 3 beings, and out of nowhere, a magic bind would then hold Goku down for a moment, as Pui Pui would then jump in, punching Goku. Goku would then step back as it was sudden. He would then dodge Poopley's other attacks, as then he would then kick Poopley away, as behind him was a large beast within roar. It was Yakon, who would then grab Goku with his clawed hands, as then a demonic looking being, Dabura, would then fly in, delivering a powerful gut punch to Goku, all three of them teaming up on him. Goku out of desperation would then burst into a Super Saiyan, making them fly back. Quickly, Yakon would then absorb his Super Saiyan power just like before. Now with Goku being distracted, with Yakon attacking him, this is when Dabura would then spit on him. This would then turn Goku into stone. Now we know that Dabura, if he's killed, or Dabura can also have the ability to turn off the stone effect, from what we know. So Goku would then awaken, but he wasn't himself. Goku was then tied down. As Dabura dropped the spell on him, Goku was tied in these cables, this thing, as his ki was being sapped from his body, and it was barely keeping him enough to stay alive. But he was so weak, he had no strength to escape, as it zapped him, but it was feeding Boo's chamber. As Babidi walks in laughing, with the robot of Dr. Wheelo, they explain to Goku that he fell right into their trap perfectly. They would then explain the whole evil plan that they normally do, as they're going to steal his power alongside with everyone else's to revive Majin Buu and then rule the universe together. While Goku was being tortured and trapped, everyone would have showed up for the tournament, but they are wondering where Goku went. Bulma didn't even notice him disappearing, but she maybe thinks he's off getting something and coming back. Vegeta, even by himself, would try sensing his energy, but he doesn't sense anything. He did sense a spike of power earlier, but then it quickly disappeared. Maybe he thinks that maybe Kakarot's just trying to do a business meeting or talking to one of the corporates, and he'll be arriving soon. As for now, the same events would happen. Now this time, Bra and Bola would have a battle. Now Bola, being Goku's daughter, would win. As remember, true, that Bra would be training with Vegeta. Vegeta was kind of so focused that he wouldn't train with her all the time. And Chi-Chi would also have the same mindset with Gohan, that she wants her to be like this big scholar and be all smart and stuff. So true, Bra is really powerful. He's kind of been giving like the Goten treatment, while the same thing with Bola. She trains with Goku all the time. True, she's given education, of course, but she's more like Goku, and Bulma respects and understands this. So Bola was able to train much more with her father and Gohan, and even likes a Piccolo too, as Piccolo would drop by every now and again and train with Goku. So Bola's actually very strong. She's much more stronger than Bra was, so she would have won. This would give Goku the points this time. As Gohan, by this point, has become the Great Saiyan Man, the hero that we all need, and he has met Videl. They meet the Supreme Kai and Kibito just like before. Videl was beaten badly by Spopovich like before. This would make Gohan angry, and he would turn into a Super Saiyan 2 against Kibito like before. And his energy would still be stolen this time. But the people who left this time was Gohan, Vegeta, and Piccolo, who left with the Supreme Kai to find Babidi's ship. They would then follow the energy as it would lead all the way into the Arctic. As Babidi moved Buu and his magic mystic ball there, as Babidi does have the magical ability to move things where he wants to, basically change the whole landscape around him. As we saw him do this in the World Martial Arts Tournament, he moved Goku and Vegeta to the Rocky Wasteland, so he can do this pretty easily, I believe. Though he would just move and also has more security there as well. Now, this is true in Dr. Wheelo's lab. As they would arrive, Pui fights like before, and once when the Z Fighters do arrive, Pui would try to fight Vegeta, and Vegeta would easily defeat him like before. Now, once when Yakon appears, this is when Gohan would have his time to shine, and this is when Gohan would then burst into a Super Saiyan 2, destroying him. Babidi, now being scared, would then attack Vegeta and Piccolo's mind at the same time, trying to take both of them over. Vegeta was easier, and Piccolo being evil as well, this is where we're going to have a problem. But Piccolo is actually able to defeat it, as he's not going to let some little worm try to control him. He's better than that. Vegeta, on the other hand, allowed himself to be taken over. His dream is to surpass Kakarot, as he's having the same issue as he is in the original, becoming Majin Vegeta. Now, he wants to fight the first threat to his pride, and the first one is Gohan, as Vegeta thinks that if he beats his son near death, Kakarot has to show himself. And he would completely ignore Babidi's orders, as he may have his body or his mind, but he will always keep his pride. Now this is when Babidi would then bring them outside, as Gohan would battle Vegeta because he doesn't have time for this. Gohan would then burst into Super Saiyan, saying that this is not going to go well, because he sees that Vegeta's gotten even stronger, and Vegeta must have trained even harder than his father did. Vegeta would then turn Super Saiyan 2, and he would then attack Gohan, giving him everything that he has, but he was merciless. Gohan wasn't trying to hurt Vegeta, but he knew he had to end the fight quickly. This is when Gohan had enough, as Vegeta was starting to overpower him. Gohan would then transform into a Super Saiyan to the max, and he would then overpower Vegeta, and once he bursted into Super Saiyan 2, he easily outmatched Vegeta, stating that he kept training just for this reason. Guys, remember, Gohan's potential is so busted, the fact that he can train every now and again and keep his power. This version of Gohan trains under gravity with his father and Piccolo every single day. True, he might have rest days and doesn't train for a couple days to learn and study, but Gohan still keeps in very good shape. This means that his power level skyrockets faster. Once Vegeta was outmatched, Vegeta stating that he kept training for this reason. After this, this was plenty of energy for Majin Buu to be awakened. Now, Majin Buu was already awakening earlier, as stealing Goku's energy plus Gohan's was way more than they need, but they were secretly setting Buu up, as they were able to contain Buu and use magic to try and control him. Now, Dr. Wheelo actually promised Babidi that what he would do is, because when they saw Fat Buu and how innocent he was, he would then tell Babidi that he has a way to separate the evil and to make Buu his pure slave, and basically to make Buu completely listen to him as he's too childish and fat. He made Babidi think that Buu was way too weak. So with Babidi helping him, they were able to contain Buu for a short while, using Goku's own power to seal him away. This is when Dr. Wheelo would then switch on Babidi. Turning on him, he would then kill Babidi, and then he would use the special machine. He would absorb Majin Buu, as Dr. Wheelo would then take all the power. His body would be smaller. He had the perfect body. Majin Buu was trapped with Dr. Wheelo. They fused into one being. Two beings put together. Wheelo kept his mind, but now he has Buu's body, with the new tech suit that he has, becoming more of a bio-android. He would then bust out of the lab, laughing at his new power. He was now the strongest on the planet, and he will rule the whole world. But why stop there? With this power, he can rule the whole universe. There has to be more species out there. With Majin Buu, there has to be more. Now, once when they would sense Dr. Wheelo's new power, Gohan would then tell him to stop, and the same little back and forth would then pursue. Gohan would still drop his guard, as Gohan does have a bad mistake like his father does. Once he was reaching for a senzu bean, Vegeta would then knock him out. Eating a senzu bean, he would then go fight Dr. Wheelo. Dr. Wheelo was actually happy that Vegeta was here. He can now test his new body out. Now, nearby, Deborah was also killed as well, just wanted to put that out there, by Dr. Wheelo. Vegeta would then scoff, and he began fighting Dr. Wheelo. Dr. Wheelo would then use his new tail, and grab Vegeta, tossing him back into the wall. As Vegeta would then fire a ki blast, which would actually cut Dr. Wheelo's arm, Dr. Wheelo would then smirk, as his arm would then show wires and mix of goo and pinkness. It would then instantly repair, and it fixes itself thanks to Buu's regenerative abilities. He would then stretch his clawed hands out and grab Vegeta's neck, and easily overpowers him. Vegeta, even in Super Saiyan 2 with the Majin control, is not enough to defeat this version of Dr. Wheelo. On top of that, he's learning as he's fighting too, growing even stronger. Vegeta was running out of options. He's getting nowhere. The fact that they have Buu's power, on top of the fact that Buu and Dr. Wheelo is even stronger than Fat Buu was, Vegeta doesn't have a chance. But Vegeta knows what he must do. He would then sacrifice himself to end Dr. Wheelo. Dr. Wheelo would then actually have his arms out and actually tank the sacrificial explosion. With his clawed hands open, using all of his technology, he would actually be able to absorb the entire blast that Vegeta made in absorbing all that energy. Vegeta would die, just like before. Dr. Wheelo would be in some pieces, but he would quickly recover, absorbing the majority of that power, thus making him even stronger. He would then laughing at his newfound power, as Piccolo and the Supreme Kai would then find Goku, just in time. As Piccolo can sense a fake ki, he would then fly off on his own to find Gohan knocked out. He would then help him up, as Supreme Kai left with Goku and Gohan and Piccolo. Now just throwing out here, Gohan and Piccolo would have left on their own, as remember, they were completely separated. Now Gohan and Piccolo were at Kami's lookout. They were thinking of a plan. As Goku was in the other world, the Supreme Kai helped heal him, with Babidi helping. They would then help him train under the Z-Sword, and he was able to remove it by himself, and messing around, he was quickly able to master it until he broke it, trying to break Ketchum, the strongest metal in the entire universe. Now, this is when Elder Kai would finally appear. Issue is, Elder Kai would offer to unlock his potential, but that takes over 24 hours. They don't have enough time, as Dr. Wheelo is not going to be like Boo, messing around eating sweets or waiting to fight a strong fighter. He's destroying the entire planet. He has another idea. He would then offer the Potara earrings. This time, Vegeta would actually be given his body because he still sacrificed himself for a good cause. Now Goku thinks, oh, that's great, I'll just go be with Gohan. But the Elder Kai would then think that Vegeta would be a better option. As true, Gohan might be stronger, but Vegeta and Goku are a perfect match. Goku would think about it, and he does think, well, what other choice do they got? But he wonders that Vegeta's gone, so how could he be here? He states that while his body is still here, I can sense it. The Supreme Kai would then bring Vegeta to the other world, and he would then bring him to the Kai's world. This is when I feel Vegeta would have the embarrassing moment with Goku, as Elder Kai would then give him a big talk. He would then tell Vegeta to change his outlook on life and to work together to let go of the pride. Goku would even say the same thing. Now, Vegeta was gruff, but he would understand. And this is when Elder Kai would then give Vegeta his life, telling him to cherish it, as he only has one more. And remember, if Vegeta dies again, he can't be wished back, and Vegeta understands this. And he promises him that he won't waste it. Actually having a tender moment for a second there, until Vegeta says to hurry the hell up, we need to hurry up and get this over with. They would then arrive back on Earth, and this is when, after having the earrings, Dr. Wheelo was battling Gohan and the others. He was annihilating everybody in his way. As he found them on Kami's lookout, Vegeta was embarrassed, but after Goku tells him the same speech like before, just not as urgent or mean, Vegeta would quickly agree. Once putting on the earrings, they would then fuse into Vegito. Now this version is stronger than the original. With both of them being stronger, Vegito in base form gives Dr. Wheelo the Buhan treatment. Now this is when he would then summon a full power Kamehameha wave, blasting Dr. Wheelo, who reforms, but now he's deformed. Boo is not mixing well with him. They're now not mixing, as due to the damage and the fact of that Dr. Wheelo was not prepared for this, he wasn't prepared for Boo's power and magic to be messing with his technology. Magic and technology is not meant to mix, and this is a result. It's similar to how Merge Zamasu was deformed and he was growing in size and becoming more grotesque. It's a more similar thing, but even worse. It reminds you of Metacooler when he was a giant, deformed creature. Dr. Wheelo was now fully deformed. As Boo was not mixing well, they're now turning into a large deformed monster. His power level is only growing. Vegeta would then burst his aura. He would then fly in, attacking the creature, knocking it through the city. Dr. Wheelo, at a panic, would then use his technology to absorb the city's power and all the technology around it. With Boo's power, they would then grow even larger, being over 30 feet tall. Now Boo would begin corrupting Dr. Wheelo, as Dr. Wheelo was becoming more and more mindless. Vegito would then see a small pink head appear on the large body, and it was Fat Boo. Fat Boo would then say quickly to beg for help. He was forced back into Wheelo's body. Vegito understands what's happening, as remember Goku's very intelligent. He knows that since, remember before Bobby said the whole plan as well, Goku would have also sensed and saw what Dr. Wheelo did, as he can see everything that's happening. So he knows that Dr. Wheelo turned on Babidi and absorbed into Boo. He knows that Boo is not completely evil, he's being forced. This is when Vegito would then charge a powerful final fist attack, hitting Dr. Wheelo until they split apart. Their fusion runs out. Dr. Wheelo was furious, as he would then hit both of them, knocking them down, as Dr. Wheelo would then grab Vegeta, crushing him under wires, tightening them, making blood go everywhere. It would shock Goku, and then Goku would then fly in with everything that he has, bursting into a Super Saiyan, barely being able to, hitting Dr. Wheelo, who was starting to fall apart. The biofusion was failing. He was becoming just a mass and mesh of flesh and wires and pink goo, covering the whole city. Goku and Vegeta would then fly into the air, as Goku began charging a Spirit Bomb in the sky. Everyone would then give their energy. As Vegeta gave his, he had just enough energy to fire his final flash, to keep Dr. Wheelo from getting closer, but it was too late. As now that it was ready, Dr. Wheelo was now almost like a whole city, just with a large mouth and big eyes. He would then make the most inhuman noise, flying right at Goku. Goku would then throw the Spirit Bomb right at Dr. Wheelo, and it would then cause a massive explosion, destroying the entire city. Goku would then collapse, as the city was just bits of ruined pieces. They were exhausted. They did not sense Dr. Wheelo at all. And the Z Gang would then arrive, running to Goku and Vegeta. They were so happy that they were alright, as then Goku stops. Then sees a very small piece of pink goo on the floor. It would quickly start regenerating. As then, it was Fat Buu, Majin Buu, in the flesh. Not Dr. Wheelo, just Buu. But Goku can sense zero evil within him. Buu would then apologize that he was forced to by Dr. Wheelo to be a monster. And Buu would then explain that that bright ball of light cleansed him. So there isn't any evil within Fat Buu's soul, making him pure. Now, just to clarify this in more simple terms, when Goku threw the Spirit Bomb, Buu was actually able to regenerate and come back because there was a small piece of him remaining. But since the Spirit Bomb is pure positive energy, it actually cleansed out all the evil that was within Buu. So all of the good Buu was able to separate from Dr. Wheelo and be the last piece remaining. This means that Fat Buu is pure-hearted like he originally was, but without the separation having Evil Buu and Super Buu and so on, or Kid Buu originally. But that's the whole reason. Since that the fight was done, Goku would then get up barely, but then Vegeta states that they're not done yet. What about the rematch? The rematch isn't over. He then challenges him right there, right now. Goku would laugh and state that he has no energy, but he won't turn down a fight. Both of them would then get to a stance, as it was more intense than anything else before. They would then charge in, throwing a punch, but before they could even land one and clash, Bulma and Chi-Chi arrive, hitting both of their heads and pulling their ears, stating that they're not fighting, they just fought this giant monster and almost died. And they would then yell at the both of them, making the rest laugh at the comical scene. Now, Vegeta would then scoff and cross his arms, but Goku promises Vegeta that once when they're ready, they will have their real rematch, no interruptions, no chaos. Then the rest of the Z Fighters would then fly off home, and there was 3 years of peace. Far off, the home of Lord Beerus, God of Destruction, was resting happy, until he awoke. He was trying to remember a dream he had of a Super Saiyan God, a being who can be his rival. Now, Whis notes that there was a Super Saiyan who actually defeated Lord Frieza. This would then make us interested. And there were other Saiyans that were alive as well. It seems they were able to survive the planet that he wanted Frieza to destroy. This would then perk Beerus' interest. Now, during this time, as he was heading right to Earth, since Goku was not at King Kai's like he was originally, everyone was at Bulma's home enjoying her 38th birthday party. Now, Goku was around and making sure it was going well, until he sensed a massive pressure. He couldn't sense its energy, and it was Beerus who arrived. Vegeta was panicking. He would then explain to Goku who he is, and Goku understands to not make him angry. He can sense how strong Beerus was. Goku was still a Saiyan in the end. It got his blood pumping. He was so wanting to fight Beerus so bad, but he had to control himself, as he knows his Saiyan instincts will kick in more than anything. Goku understands how the Saiyan genetics and how their kind of personality traits work. He studied himself and how Saiyan DNA works. With him being almost a scientist and all, he knows this. But it's really hard to control himself. It's like someone who's trying to be on a diet and not trying to eat a delicious fat cheeseburger or a big chocolate cake and not eating it for years. That's the whole issue. But Goku knows that he doesn't want to ruin Bulma's birthday party, and he doesn't want to have a massive fight that could destroy the planet. Now, this is when everything would then go smoothly. He was able to stop a lot of issues, and even when Buu and the Beerus had the pudding issue, Goku would actually move really quickly using his super speed. He would then give Beerus pudding from the nearest store. Beerus was then happy, and this is when Beerus still wants what he wants, though, as remember, Beerus still only showed up to fight the Super Saiyan God. He loved the food, he did some dancing, he had a fun time. Now, once when he was happy about the food, and after everything was finished, Whis was over there having the happiest moment of his entire existence, eating sushi and stuff. He would still show up because he still wants to fight the Super Saiyan God. He wants to fight one right now. If they do not, he will destroy the entire planet, maybe. This is when Goku, who has all the Dragon Balls this time, as they collected it back from Dr. Wheelo, and the other Z Fighters had it in their past storage. They would then use it to learn from Shenron about the same Saiyan ritual. This is the same event that would happen after explaining. Goku would still be chosen like before. Now his fight with Beerus would be very intense. With Goku being so much stronger than he originally was, especially as a Super Saiyan God, they would fight all over the area. Goku and Beerus would be training blows back and forth, as Beerus was still far too strong for Goku, but Beerus was having the time of his life. Especially since the fact that he had a great food, and he had a great fight, you can definitely see the potential in Goku. This was when Goku battling Beerus all over the place, he would then start losing his Super Saiyan God power. But he still kept the fire within him, as he would then burst into a Super Saiyan, not giving up. He would then fight Beerus all the way up into outer space, trading blows back and forth. He would then give Beerus a full power Kamehameha wave, hitting him full force, but it was not enough to really damage him, and Goku would then give up. As he gave him everything that he had, he didn't have any more energy. Even using Spirit Fission, it wasn't even enough to beat Beerus, just noting by the way as well, Goku still has that. Beerus would then commend the Saiyan, saying that he has some interesting abilities. And the fact that he was very powerful already, he was able to keep the God Ki within him, is very impressive. He's a prodigy. This is when, going back down, Beerus would take some food on the way home. Goku would then offer him a deal. Goku wants to grow stronger, true, and he can learn, as true, he didn't really like being given the power of Super Saiyan God, but he didn't have a choice. But he wants to earn it on his own, and he knows that Beerus and Whis is the best way to grow into a new realm of power that he never thought was even possible. So this is when Goku would then offer a deal to Beerus. He would then state that, well, his wife Bulma is one of the richest women on the planet. He can bring him tons of Earth food whenever he wants. As remember, they have Whis' staff, they can be in contact with Bulma. Goku then states, if you're willing to train me. Beerus would then laugh and state, well, I do like the food idea, but I'm tired, but I'm not really much of a teacher. My teacher is actually right behind you, and it was Whis. Beerus would even state that he's even stronger than I am. And he would then explain to Goku about the universal thing, as this got Goku's interest so high. As Goku was so excited to learn that there were other universes, he didn't know this, he thought there was only one. There's a multiverse around there, with other beings. This really got his Saiyan blood pumping, but he was also scientifically thrilled, as he wanted to explore more. This is when Beerus would then accept his offer. Now, Vegeta would not be leaving, as Vegeta would be telling him that if you're going, I'm going, end of story. He's not being surpassed. He already just surpassed him as is. He's not going to let him grow stronger. He would then kind of barter up with Beerus, and Beerus would allow it, as he's interested to see what Prince Vegeta can do, the little prince. Vegeta and Goku would then leave on their own to go with Whis, and Beerus, they would then leave, as that same state would then happen with them beginning their training, doing the chores. It's just Goku wasn't a few months late. So Goku was actually still ahead of Vegeta currently, but Vegeta with his potential, I feel he would quickly start catching up to Goku once again, as Vegeta has a new way of training. Now after this, of course, with both of them training, this is where some things are going to go differently, as the only thing that would really change between the Frieza arc is I feel like he would still be brought back, since Dragon Balls are spread around the planet. The difference here is Goku is still stronger than Vegeta, and Vegeta is still stronger than he originally was. So if Frieza does come back to life, he would arrive the same as before in his golden state. Now, just to remind you, Gohan, Bola, Bra, Piccolo, and the others are much more stronger than they originally were, as Bra and Bola are stronger than Goten and Trunks already. The fact, though, that on top of Piccolo and Gohan being way stronger, Gohan as well also has a new power. Now, Supreme Kai would offer Gohan to train as he saw his potential. Gohan was hesitant because he found that Videl was pregnant. He would still allow it, as he would then learn how to unlock the mystic form. Now, this was a gift by the Elder Kai for defeating Buu and Dr. Wheelo. This is when Goku, as sooner or later, Gohan can battle Final Form Frieza pretty well actually, but once when he turns golden, it's a different story. Once when Goku would then arrive, being able to show up quicker because the fact that Gohan did not struggle to even power up enough so Goku could sense it to use instant transmission, this is when the difference is going to occur. Frieza would not have a very good time, since even in his golden form, there is no way that Frieza would be able to defeat this version of Goku with Spirit Fission, and the fact that he's in Super Saiyan Blue and he's much more powerful than he originally was, Frieza has no chance against this version of Goku. Until Vegeta would then jump in, as he does want his turn. Now, with Vegeta still being stronger than he originally was, he would actually overpower Golden Frieza, as Golden Frieza was starting to lose stamina quickly. Now, this is when Vegeta would then get his revenge and give him the same disrespectful gut punch to Frieza that he did in the last part of the What If, for revenge. But Vegeta almost drops his guard like before. But Goku would then notice it quickly, as right before Frieza would then destroy planet Earth like before, he would then appear, grabbing his hands and throw him into the air. Vegeta would then yell at him, stating to not get in his way. He would then fire a final flash out of anger, killing Frieza, as Vegeta finally gets the W for once. Put W in the chat below for Vegeta. This is when Goku and Vegeta would continue their training under Whis' world, thus with planet Earth being safe, Gohan knows that he needs to train even harder. While True Videl is pregnant with Pan, he needs to train even harder. As remember, he does have the gravity room, so that's what he's going to really start using now a lot more to grow even stronger. Gohan will continue pushing Mystic. Now, with Goku and Vegeta training, Champa would then appear. Now, just like before, and he would challenge Beerus over the fact they were fighting over food, but Goku would quickly see when they start talking about rules and what they're going to do for Universe 6, Universe 7 over the Dragon Balls, he would then disagree, disrespecting Champa in front of everybody. He would then tell Champa that he will not be a part of the pawn, as he can easily tell that it's just a pawn in a chess game. He calls Champa out for it, and he won't be a pawn. Now, this makes Champa very upset. Beerus was going to say something, but he would stand back, as Beerus can beat up Champa if he wants to, but Goku made his choice, and he's probably going to be destroyed. Vegeta's not going to jump in either, as that's not his business, as Whis would say, "Oh my," alongside with Vados as well. Champa having a vein on his forehead, he would then fly in, grabbing Goku by the face, launching him through the ground. He would then throw Goku, stating that he needs to learn his place, and that Champa can destroy him within a single blast. Now, this is when Goku would then jump up and burst into Super Saiyan Blue. He would then battle Champa, trading blows back and forth, but he didn't really have enough of a chance, as Champa was very quickly overpowering him. The cat was way too strong. Champa would then have him by the hand and toss him to the ground. Goku would then stand up, stating he isn't done. He just got warmed up. His tail would then appear, as he keeps it wrapped under his G. As Vegeta watches, he knows that Kakarot was hiding something. He's always 3 moves ahead. Goku with smirks, as he states that he's been working on this to actually fight Beerus again. He states that a Saiyan's tail is their full potential. He can use it to master his forms and enhance them, and he wants to thank Champa for this. As other than Beerus and Whis, he wishes because he can't use these moves and abilities. This is the perfect opportunity for him to use this on someone that's so strong, and he can go all out. As this will make Vegeta yell at him, saying, "So you're saying I'm not strong enough?" Which, that was a little comical scene. This is when Goku would then take it serious. As everyone grew silent, Goku began calming. As he would begin breathing slowly, his Super Saiyan Blue aura was absorbed into his body. It would then unlock in a lighter blue. Goku then mastered Super Saiyan Blue. Now, the effects are similar to the perfected blue. If you guys remember in the manga, this is when the form, they would absorb the ki into their body, but it slowly destroys it. So it's very powerful. It's kind of like the equivalent of Kaioken or Blue Evolution in a way. So this form, Mastered Super Saiyan Blue, is similar effects to Perfected Blue. It's much stronger, and it doesn't have the effect on his stamina or body. Imagine mastering Super Saiyan, having little stamina drain, and the perfected form. Here is just Super Saiyan Blue, with the same mastered Super Saiyan power, so this increases his power by a massive boost, way more than Kaioken times 20. And he has 0 stamina and energy consumption, and his body's not being destroyed, so it's a perfected form. It's mastered. Now, with him using Spirit Fission, he would then charge in using Ki Blast, hitting Champa by surprise. As this was very one-sided still, Champa was actually still able to overpower Goku even in his new form. Now, Champa would then start to get serious. He would then fire a Hakai Ball. Goku would then yell and punch through the Hakai, which would hit Champa right in the face and actually make him bleed. Remember, Champa was very furious, as then this was when he was being so out of shape, he can't do much since his stamina is shot, as Goku would then put everything he has using Spirit Fission into a full power Kamehameha wave, hitting Champa, making a massive explosion. As Champa then laid there, his clothes torn, and he had scratches on him, and a little bit of blood. He was furious. His purple aura spiked. As he got infinitely even stronger, Goku was shocked with how strong he was gotten, as he was then shocked, but he was ready. As Champa would then completely gas himself out, start panting like crazy, bending over. It was a comical scene. Now, Vados then gave him a bucket of water as he started drinking it until he recovered. He was sweating, stating that he went easy on the Saiyan, and he'll let him live for now. Beerus would then laugh at Champa, and they would then let it go, meaning that the Universe 6 arc would not happen. Now, Beerus does give Goku a little bit of respect. He states that he got beyond lucky. Champa was messing around with him. Until he started really powering up near the end, he was still holding back, but he gassed himself out because he's so fat. But Beerus would give a little ting of a warning that he's beyond stronger than his brother, and he doesn't have a stamina issue, so don't be cocky. Goku would then laugh and states he was happy with his progress, but one day he does want to fight Beerus at his full strength and be able to push him. It would then continue their training, as once again, in peril, the future, as future Trunks was then running for his life to escape in time and search Goku for help. And that is it for this What If, you guys. Thank you for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know what you guys think down below. I really do appreciate it. Also, be ready for the new membership video that's coming out as well. And if this video gets to 300 likes, I shall continue on to the next part. Let me know what you guys think down below. Make sure to put W for Vegeta in the chat. He finally gets a W for once. Let's get this video to 20,000 subscribers, and I'll talk to you all later.